boyo. Harley time on the channel, and somebody is very excited. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Yammy Noob, and today I am in here refreshing this Sportster Roadster. We got this from Eurocycle, as with all of our motorcycles, but we got this one used, and looks like this one was used pretty well by its previous owner. And so today we are going to go through and we're going to refresh a lot of bits and pieces on this motorcycle, and we're going to go into it right now. So just in case you guys forgot, this is our brand new modern classic giveaway, a Harley Davidson Sportster Roadster right here. It's got the 1202cc air-cooled V-twin, putting down a lot of freedom and not a lot of horsepower. So we are going to be taking a look at all of the touch points on this motorcycle that we can improve to get this thing back to feeling like it just came out of the showroom. The first and foremost on this motorcycle, the tires. My God, they're completely scorched. I don't know what happened. This guy was probably just doing a lot of burnouts before he sent it into the dealership for whatever motorcycle he ended up buying. So we got a set of fresh Conti Road Attack 3s. These are sport touring tires, and I managed to find a set that we could squeeze onto here. It is worth pointing out that we are putting a slightly bigger rear tire on. I believe it's a 150 section that this bike wants, and we're putting a 160 on here. So we're gonna be squeezing that tire a little bit, but it's gonna be totally fine. Putting new rubber on your motorcycle, very, very important. Moving on up the bike, we have pegs on here that look like they were angle ground off. My guess is the guy wanted to put some extra ground clearance into the bike, but I'm not sure why. It's a Sportster. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put these new Rough Craft pegs on here, which I'm very excited about. They feel super nice in the hand, and they're going to be extraordinarily easy to put on the motorcycle. Moving on up, the grips. I don't know why Harley grips always do this. They always end up feeling like the rubber is coming off of the inner tube. I don't understand it. So what we have here, we have some Avon grips to replace them. Replacing Harley grips is actually super nice because you can get ones that have these nice foamy inserts that help eat out a lot of vibration on the road. Then we are gonna wrap things up today with new brake fluid in here. I don't have any new pads because I wanna see if the fluid is enough to improve our braking feel on here. If needs be, I will come back and redo pads the next time we do stuff. I do want to swap the oil on this motorcycle. That's not going to happen today. And something that I've already done is I've run a lot of gas through this motorcycle. When we first got it, it started to stumble a little bit, which makes me think it had some old gas sitting in it. It's got fresh gas in there. It's feeling really nice. Now let's get this bike up on the lift and get these wheels off so we can put some nice fresh rubber on here.
Come on, you bastard! This is so hard to get this off. Oh my God, come on.
Alright, so I have the rear tire off the motorcycle now, and you'll have to forgive me, I'm using a Tascam now as a mic because Yam and Josh took all the stuff to go to a track day. So they're filming all that stuff, which leaves me with the bare minimum equipment here. So, rear tire came off the motorcycle. I have it strapped down. It's on a rear jack. I can't get the front tire off until we get the rear tire put back on. So it's currently sitting at the shop, getting that done. So I'm gonna move on to the grips because they should be nice and easy give me a little bit of a task to sink my teeth into while I wait for the rear tire to come back on. Harley-Davidson did not do a great job setting this up, and I ended up punching the rear shock with my fist, so I'm actually bleeding pretty good, but we're just gonna power through. A little bit of blood, sweat, and tears never hurt anybody. Alrighty guys, so we have the grips now installed on this motorcycle, and one cool thing that I like about these Avons is they have this like spongy material on here that's going to do really good at eating out the revs on this bike. The only question I have is whether or not it's going to hold up. It feels like it's made out of an old flip-flop or an old yoga mat, which is nice because it's spongy, but we'll have to see how long they last under riding. Right now, they feel really nice on the bike. So, and this one, you actually didn't need any grip glue because it's got a bushing on the inside, which is really nice. So, with that being done, let's move on to the foot pegs. Alrighty guys, we have the pegs on the motorcycle here, and they are doing the peg thing. What's kind of annoying about these Harleys that I don't understand why they don't just use bolts or cotter pins like most manufacturers do. They actually use snap rings down here. So if you don't have a snap ring tool, it's a pain in the butt. Luckily we do have one, but I would much rather just use like a cotter pin or one of those like pinch pins that you see on bikes like my KLR. Don't understand why Harley had to be different here. Kind of annoying, but oh well, it is what it is. The pegs are on, and now I'm going to bleed the front brake since I don't have the rear wheel on the motorcycle, as you can see. So, front brake time, then I will check in and see how that rear wheel's doing, and then it's time to get the front wheel off the motorcycle so we can put a new set of tires on that one. Let's do it. Woohoo! Yay! I did it! Guys, I don't know what was going on with this wheel, but it was stuck on here. I had to hit it with a hammer, I had to hit it with another hammer, and then I had to get Cousin Bob to come in here and hit it with a hammer, because it was stuck. But we got it off. Time to go replace the tire. Oh my God! Go home, Sportster! Alrighty guys, I have been in here since 3 in the afternoon. It is now almost 9 o'clock, and I have finally finished working on the Sportster. There is one thing that I still want to do to it, and that is give it a nice wash, but I'm not going to include that in the video because, I mean, it's just washing a bike. Nobody wants to see me do a bikini wash. I mean, just nobody wants to see that. Now, this bike is looking phenomenal with all these parts on here. It honestly is kind of funny how just changing a few little things here and there really improves the overall look of the motorcycle. There's a lot of polishing and stuff that I could do to really bring out the shine, and I'll probably will do that because there's such a nice bike under the layers of kind of crust. But some chrome polish here and there and a good wash will seriously improve the look of this bike. I'm not gonna say back to showroom, but it's currently like a 10-footer. With a little bit of love here and there, I could get this thing to be, you know, a 5-footer, or, you know, you won't even notice the problems unless you're sitting on it, which is awesome. It wasn't super easy to work on, I am gonna say that. Everybody who says that Sportsters are super easy to work on, they've probably been working on Sportsters since 1987. So the problems here are just things that are really weird, like the front bearing seizing and needing literally me going to get a proper mechanic to come in here and fucking smack that thing with my help holding the wheel up. I had to do it with 2 people. One thing that always really annoys me is having to take the rear can off the bike to put it on a rear stand. You're supposed to basically put it up on like a jack stand, like it's a dirt bike. You should be able to put it on a rear stand, and you can't do it with the 2-in-2 exhaust, which is a shame because I really like the way this exhaust sounds and I like the way it looks, but it makes it so much harder to service the motorcycle. Lastly, it is so nice having proper foot pegs on here. It gives you a lot more room to spread out sideways, which is really nice, and you don't really think about it until you can't anymore. So it's really nice to be able to just sort of fan your legs out a little bit while you're riding, and these grips, they do a really good job of eating out the vibration. The tires, oh my god, the tires. Such an improvement on this ride. So all of these mods here that we've done, they are available down on shop.yammynoob.co if you have a Sportster that you would like to refresh. And in the meantime, I'm gonna go home. I've been working on this thing for like, I don't know, 6 hours, and I've got a cold still. I'm delirious. I've been just talking to myself in the shop for the last hour. Goodbye.
Keep watching Amy Noob!